Panos, please tell us your name and who you're affiliated with.
So I'm Panos Adamopoulos, and I'm an MSTC student at UT, at the McCombs Business School. MSTC stands for Masters of Science in Technology Commercialization. And it's kind of a new degree focused on innovation.
And you're an entrepreneur starting a business?
I am the founder of a company called Seismos. It's an innovative technology-enabled services company, and we're focused in the oil and gas industry.
Great.
It's a solution for CO2 EOR operators to track CO2 flows underground. So it's an innovative solution that opens the eyes to people who are now operating in the CO2 enhanced oil recovery industry. Because now they're operating pretty blind, and in their operations they're using CO2 to enhance oil production, but a big quantity of this is getting lost, which comes at a huge cost in CO2 costs, but also in lost oil production efficiency. So it's a big problem in the US and globally, and we've invented this innovative solution, and we're very optimistic for the future prospects of Seismos in the market.
That's fabulous. So how did you come across this problem, see this problem that needed to be solved?
So I'm a chemical engineer, so I do maintain some relationships with the industry. I've not been working lately in oil and gas. I've been in the consulting services industry. And I keep very close ties with Berkeley. So I am an MBA graduate from Berkeley. And I happen to know this inventor who was working on this technology, so we spent some time together. It's a very neat solution. Now I'm based in Texas, and there's a big problem in the market. So I had the opportunity to speak with companies telling me that there is a big problem, we're looking for a solution. So along those lines, we started working on this with a team of people. And there are 2 more people in the team. They're very good in software and data analytics and simulation. And these are very big aspects of our business. So altogether, we've developed this tool, and now we're in the process of, we already founded Seismos, and we're now in the process of further validating the technology and making this, a big commercial success.
Great. Are you using this real-life company to help you along with the master's degree? Are you applying any of the learnings from that or doing any studies?
So, Seismos is a story that started almost a year ago. However, when I first came to the US, because I wasn't based in the US, I came just with inspiration, with the idea of getting an additional degree. While I was in Berkeley, they always said, keep the learning curve steep. So I was, after Berkeley, and I had my MBA in '01, I went to China. So I spent 10 years, 12 years in Asia, being in all the countries you can think of: Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, China, Hong Kong, everywhere, India. And so at one point of time, I said, what I'm doing is good. I did set up my own company in Asia, so I do have this startup experience. However, I felt that I had to do something to boost one level up my knowledge. So I took with my family this decision to come back to the US, get an extra degree, and see what other prospects could open. And during that time, I came across this idea. I came across the people, that's very important. Came across the University of Texas and Berkeley. So we worked together, all these people, and that's how things started. So it's kind of a coincidence too, but it's kind of a driven coincidence.
That's fabulous. Now, you've said you've lived in China and Asia for more than 10 years. Forgive me, where are you from originally?
I'm from Greece.
Greece. And, is there anything about being an immigrant and an entrepreneur that's special to you? I too am an immigrant and an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I tend to associate the word immigrant with poor immigrants, like poor people coming from some poor countries, looking for some cheap, low labor cost work. So the only thing I could comment is that given now the crisis in some of the European countries, there's a big flow of high qualified people, towards other countries. And so you may see many people from Spain, Italy, Portugal, Greece now with good ideas flowing, fleeing, how can I use the word, to countries like the US, Germany, that have lots of capital and lots of potential in business terms. So I could possibly regard myself like one of these people. However, I've always been international as well, so I wasn't based in Greece. So, and I lived within a family that was always thinking internationally. So although I'm Greek, I spent in my childhood 5 years in the UK, I spent a year in Germany, so I've pretty much lived and stayed everywhere in the world.
But you bring up a new issue, and the new issue is immigration into the US today is really high-skilled people, not immigration of the 21st century is a different type than perhaps we would have historically thought about this.
Yes, and it's a good opportunity for the US, but in some terms it's sad too, because you know most of the education in Europe is public. So you have countries like Greece, Italy paying for the students to learn something. And now because of the crisis, these students don't give back to their communities, but they just flee away, and they have to do this so that they make their dreams come true.
Well, hopefully when they make their dreams come true, they can also give back to from whence the roots of those dreams may come, and I'm sure you will be one of those too.
Exactly. That is exactly how I think. So I do have this obligation, and eventually one day, you know, I hope we can take Seismos to a European level and to Greece as well.
I'm sure you will. Tell us, as an entrepreneur, is there something that you specifically have learned that has become very important to you in growing your business? The passion, the networks, or indeed the needs you might have?
Well, I always believed that anybody could do anything as long as he has the passion and the persistence and striving for that thing. So I don't believe in industry domain knowledge, for example. You can learn things along the way. So I was not an oil and gas guy. I had the chemical engineering background, but I was not in the business. I didn't find it hard jumping in. You can always find a very good technical team on the back that will back you up and that will help you, you know, fill some of the knowledge gaps that you may have. So it's all about passion and enthusiasm and making you and believing that you can bring the result.
And do you dream big?
I do dream big, yes.
I had that feeling you probably did.
But I dream big, not only for myself and my company, but for, you know, for the society as well. So anything I do, I want to bring a difference to where I live. So big is in both terms. That's
fabulous. So the business where it is today and your entrepreneurial endeavors, what does the next year hold for you with this particular entrepreneurial business? What's your challenges?
Well, like every startup, we're striving for money. We need to take some extra steps to validate our product, make it accessible to the market. So we're doing these things, and we're not differentiating by any other startup. And hopefully, you know, everything will go good. The good thing with our case is that we have a true problem. So people have a big pain in this market. And we have companies calling us and say, hey, let us know what you guys are working on. Is this a solution for our market? And the market is big in terms of numbers, because numbers do matter in startups. So you need eventually to address a big market. And this will attract interest from the investors community. And we have been receiving calls and lots of traction from the industry.
If there's one thing you could ask for the people that would see this today, what would that be that would help you or your business?
So we would welcome wise mentorship, because I think that for every startup, even more important than the money at the early stage is to have people, senior people in the industry that know things and can give you guidance so that you do things the right way and you don't waste time.
That's fabulous. Panos, this has been great. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
We wish you great success.
Thank you.
Thank you.